This is WICR.
Hello, guys, and thank you for joining us again. We're back, and this time we're gonna speak on the Colin Kaepernick controversy. So if you don't know, Colin Kaepernick basically, I think it was during the first game of the preseason.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, the first game of the preseason. He decided to kneel for the national anthem, and after the game, people realized this and they asked him why he did it. He said that he was gonna he wasn't gonna stand until he felt like people in this country were being treated equal. Um, He said oppressed people. He didn't label anybody specifically. He just said people who felt oppressed in this country. And it's received a lot of backlash, a lot of news, CNN, all the major news outlets, including the sports news, of course, have been talking about this. Basically, they've been getting veterans involved, um, and it's just been crazy. There's a lot of people who are actually siding with him. Some teammates are siding with him. Players in different sports. There's a female soccer player for Team USA who is kneeling with Kaepernick. And they even asked people like LeBron James if they're gonna take a stand or kneel during the national anthem and when the NBA season gets started. So Chris, I just wanted to know, what do you think about this whole situation?
Well, I went to military training and everything like that. I was a huge military advocate. But there's nothing wrong. Like, it's not illegal what he's doing. It's first of all, that's first and foremost. It's not illegal.
Thanks.
Second of all, for years, the football team
Yep.
used to never stand. They used to be in the locker rooms while the anthem was going on. They would sit down during the anthem. It was only in
That's
the
true.
past few years that when the ESPN was trying to promote patriotism
Mhm.
that they decided to do this.
That is actually true, and they didn't do or have the national anthem incorporated in the NFL for forever, since the beginning. They didn't have it since
Yeah.
the beginning. They had it. I believe it was. I think the dates I saw was the 1940s. I believe something like that. There's 1950s. I'm not too sure exactly, but it hasn't been a part of the NFL for a long time. And for me, I think, like you said, he could do as he pleases. If he doesn't want to stand, if he wants to stand, he could stand. If he wanted to sit, I made this joke. I was like, even if he was tired that day, he just wanted to just sit down on the bench because he was tired. Like, he's still there, And I think that he's doing. I think he's just trying to get a message across and do it in the most in a way that would garner the most attention to the issue, because a lot of things have been tried. You have Jesse, who I believe his last name is Williams, who spoke at the BET Awards. You have people speaking all the time about issues. Basically for hundreds of years, you've been having minorities speak about issues and say that they've been feeling oppressed and feeling like they haven't been treated well in this country. And it's like it just keeps going and going and going, and nothing has changed. And so you get stuff like this. You get people protesting, to the flag or to the national anthem. And my thing is that everybody says, oh, you're disrespecting the vets or the people who serve in the military. To me, that doesn't make sense at all, because the national anthem doesn't only represent them, it represents us too as citizens. It represents everybody. So it's not only them. Everything goes back to the troops. And with the state of many veterans who have served, it's not looking good at all, because many of them, I think the statistic is that 20 of them commit suicide a day in this country. There was a vet that actually asked Donald Trump what he would do about this, and of course he just said they need help, without giving a solution to it. So what do you think about the military responding to Kaepernick?
Well, first of all, there's a difference from, like, say, being disrespectful during the national anthem
Yeah.
and just taking a knee.
Mhm.
He's literally Kaepernick. He's a figure in the world. Everyone
Mhm.
knows him and everyone watches him. So
Yeah.
there's difference from I'm just going to take a knee or I'm just going to be disrespectful to our country right now during the anthem.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they're getting so upset. It's not like they're burning flags, stepping on flags. That's a whole nother animal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which is
That's
like,
illegal.
well,
Which is illegal.
people have been doing it at protests too and everything.
Yeah.
But it's like him just taking a knee. It's not disrespecting the military.
Mhm.
Because again, it's not like he's talking or goofing off while the anthem's going on.
Exactly.
He's still showing his respect to the nation
that's-
by being quiet and attentive during the anthem,
Hmm.
but he just doesn't want to stand.
And that's the thing too, because that's what I said. He's there, like he's still there during the anthem. Like, it's not like you said he's goofing off or he's in the locker room, or he's still there. He's still looking at the flag. That means he wants to make this country better. He wants to improve this country. And when people see that, then they're like, oh, go get out of this country, go home, or whatever they say. I'm like, Donald Trump is saying that this country is terrible, that we're in debt, that the unemployment rate, which he says, like, what he heard, what Donald Trump always says, what he heard, 30, 40, even 50%, which would be astronomical and would make no sense, because then that means half the country would be poor and on welfare and stuff, even though it's 4.9. But nobody tells Donald Trump to get out of this country if you don't like it. No, when you see something that you know is wrong in a country, you have to stand up or kneel, no pun intended, or kneel, or kneel for the cause. And that's what people have been doing for centuries. That's what I said. It's been going on for a long time. You have Malcolm X, you have Martin Luther King, you have Marcus Garvey, and in other countries, Gandhi. Of course, everybody thinks of Gandhi. People who who didn't take a stand, but you know we see them as great figures, such as like Anne Frank, that comes to mind. How she wrote the diaries, how she was up in the attic, and how, what they had to go through. We look at these trials and tribulations and see these people as heroes for what they did. And I think that later on, uh, later down in a couple years, we'll see Colin Kaepernick and what he did. If things change and if things get better, for as a hero to me, basically. Well, I already see him as a hero because it's hard to do that too. It's hard to be the only person to kneel or to take a stand, and then but you see what happens when you do. Everybody starts following you. Everybody says, "Oh yeah, that's true. I feel this way too." But you don't want to be the only person out there doing it, because you're gonna be looked at as as a person who doesn't like this country, who doesn't agree with his values. And what do you think about the people that tell him to get out the country, quote unquote, and to leave if he doesn't like it?
Well, what I think of that is I just saw a video and it was actually I know everyone's gonna make fun of it, but it was like John Cena and he was like talking about a
Yeah.
thing where patriotism isn't just flags and national anthem.
Yeah.
It's also about caring for the people in this country.
Exactly.
It's like Kaepernick, he's caring about everyone. He loves everyone in this country, and he's bringing this issue that people are being oppressed. It's not just I'm a soldier, or I salute the flag every time I see it, or I put my hand over my heart every time. You can't just do that and call yourself the greatest patriot in the world. You have
Yeah.
to care about everybody. You
Yeah,
have to show love to everybody.
you actually have to do something, and that's why a lot of veterans are actually standing with Kaepernick, because
Mm-hmm.
they see that and they're like, yeah, I'm fighting for your right to do that. I'm fighting for your right to be able to speak your mind and to say what you want. And that's the thing, because people are telling him that you're in the country where you can speak your mind. Now shut up. So it's like exactly. It's like, which one is it? Do I speak my mind because I'm able to, or do I not speak my mind because I have that right, but I shouldn't because I don't want to offend anybody? And the part that gets me is that you have police protecting KKK groups when they rally, Nazi groups when they rally, when they're out in the street. You have police protecting them, but in San Francisco, when they're playing, there were cops who were saying, "Oh no, I don't want to go and basically protect these players." I was like, "What? That's crazy to me." So I was like, "So which side are you really on?" And it's just really weird. You have Republicans who people would deem as the more patriotic side, because they had like 17 flags on their stage at their convention this year, and they speak about patriotism, about the troops all the time, about the army. They were even mad that Bradley Cooper, star of American Sniper, was at the Democratic convention, and I was like, it's a movie, right? He's not actually, he didn't actually go to the Middle East to fight anybody, and so that just shows, and it's crazy. People. Do you know Tommy Loren? Have you heard of her?
I heard the name. I don't.
She's not on Fox News. She has like her own
Oh, is
show.
that the blonde?
Yeah, it's the blonde one
Yeah,
who
yeah. I've
who
heard a
who
lot of.
goes who basically went off on
She goes on
Kaepernick.
rants. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically all she does, and that had 65 million hits. That Kaepernick rant, just to hear somebody just yell at him for speaking his mind and doing trying to stand up for people. And to me, it's just weird. Like, this is the country where you could say what you want, but then
Yeah.
as soon as you say it, you know.
I mean, but that also goes both ways too with speaking your mind. I mean, everyone has the right to free speech,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm offended," or they're gonna be offended.
Hmm.
Well, you gotta grow a tough skin because they have that right, and
Yeah.
you have the right to now say something back.
Exactly. My thing is that it's not that they're saying something. It's not that they're saying something. It's that what they're saying.
Yeah.
So you have to. You are able to basically just rebuttal or disagree with whatever they want.
I mean, even in I mean, this is a more negative aspect, but technically speaking, with the First Amendment right, if you wanted to sprout some racist nonsense, you
Which
technically
they do.
you can, you can.
Yeah, Fox News. Basically all day. It's just I don't know. To me, it's just awkward with the whole situation. I was like, I used to live in Canada, and I was like, if that happened in Canada, um, even in Africa, I was born in Ivory Coast, Canada, Ivory Coast, any other country basically in the world, if you felt oppressed, if you felt like you weren't being represented in society, if you felt like your people were being mistreated in society and you didn't want to stand and you wanted to kneel, I think that people in America would look at that, especially what's happening in the Middle East. If people were like, no, I don't want to stand for the flag in Iran because they feel like their
Mm-hmm.
president Ahmadinejad was killing their people and being rude and they didn't feel like they were being represented. If they didn't want to stand, I feel like Americans would be like, yeah, don't stand because you're being mistreated and stuff like that. But here, it's like, yeah, we're mistreating you, but it's still a little bit better than over there. So, you just gotta deal with it and tough it out. I just think that's
It's a double standard effect. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's
basically,
okay if it happens over there,"
yeah,
but also when someone here wants to stand up for something,
yeah,
they just get angry and all of a sudden start saying stuff.
basically. And I just wanted to ask, who is your favorite team?
My favorite team.
Yes.
Well, I'm from Connecticut, so I'm kind of repping the Patriots.
Yes, high five. Patriots. All right, Patriots is the best team in the league. We're gonna get Tom Brady back. We're ready. 2-0. 2-0. We're coming back without Tom Brady. And what's his name? Julian Edelman might be QB.
Oh, really? I didn't hear.
You didn't hear
I didn't hear
that?
about
I
that.
heard that he used to play QB before.
I did.
Yeah, so they're thinking about bringing him back.
Hey, I know we've had like a bad streak going. I mean, I saw the pregame against the Giants, and I was disgusted. I turned it off. First quarter, there was like 7 fumbles on both sides, and
Yeah,
it was I don't know, but and even mate, Tom Brady was in it, and he fumbles after fumbles after. It was
yeah.
so. I mean, I still support them. I mean, my dad's a Raiders fan, so he's been supporting them
Raiders. Raiders. Okay.
for 50 years,
I can do.
even though they lose constantly. So even if Patriots aren't doing well, I'll still support them.
All right. All right, I'm a huge Patriots fan too. I like the Raiders a little. My dad's a Packers fan. He loves Brett Favre. Brett Favre is his favorite quarterback. Any other sports?
For me,
Yeah,
I mean, I'll just watch other sports. I don't religiously follow. I know, like in New York, and we're huge baseball. Everyone's big on baseball. Connecticut's a bit different only because like we're kind of split between
I
Boston and New
I
York.
can never get into baseball. To me, baseball is too slow. I don't know. I'm just like,
I mean, hockey I kind of get into only because my
yes,
cousin
there
was
we
a huge
go.
hockey. My cousin played hockey. He was an Avalanche fan for years. I don't know why, but he was a huge Avalanche fan.
Did you live in Colorado, or
No,
you
he
just?
lived in Connecticut like me,
Oh,
but he was a huge Avalanche fan. So I don't know.
I mean, you don't have a team, so it's like,
Yeah, we don't have a team of our own.
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, when we come back, we're gonna talk about more issues that are going on in America. The recent attacks and recent shootings that have been going on, and we might dip into gun control a little bit because that's been a huge issue, especially this election too, with the Second Amendments
Mm.
being debated and talked about for at a lot of these debates. So we'll be right back.